Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Appreciate Dennis Fuller always leading us in. Appreciate our theme song by the one and only Don King for Outdoors with Larry Ray. And again, good morning to all you folks in Jackson, Tennessee on News Talk 101.5. Brownsville, Tennessee on 1520 AM, 95.3 FM. And, of course, our home studios right here, Intercom Radio, ESPN, AM 790 and 92.9 HD FM in Memphis, Tennessee. And the guys coming up next with us, guys, I know John Gordon and Ron Wong by phone as co-host. We had a lot of fun with Bob Brown from Lou's. And we got another guy coming up right now with us. It's been a long-time friend, supporter of this radio show, supporter of me when I was the outdoor editor of the Commercial Appeal and had to follow the legendary Henry Reynolds. Was able to hook up with the folks at Strike King. And as I told our next guest, it's not the same to drive down Washington Avenue. Or is it street? I don't even know. I called Buford Ellington Boulevard at Ames Plantation one time, and they said there ain't no boulevard at Ames Plantation. So this is Washington Street in Collierville, where Strike King used to be. But we got our good friend Doug Miner. He is now, and I think starting next week on the 17th or something like 14th, he'll start his new career as the president, El Presidente. Oh, Lee, I don't know a lot of presidents of the American Bait Works. And after many long years at Strike King, he is at home right now in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and getting up early on this Saturday morning is Doug Miner. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning.
Good to connect with you. And, Ron, I know you know Doug from a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Of his many years at Strike King, and I can't tell you how many times we leaned on Doug for whatever it might be. And John Gordon, I'm sure you've heard of Doug and Strike King during your tenure at not only Avery, but now at Ducks Unlimited. And talk about the new position here. Talk about joining Valerie Dixon, one of our all-time favorite people, and joining the American Bait Works team. Talk about that, Doug.
Well, I actually started with American Bait Works the 1st of July.
1st of July, okay.
Yeah, I'm
all right.
currently employed and with them. But it's a small company or group of companies that's got a common ownership from a gentleman in Canada. And he put together a strategy to where he would go in and acquire 50%, not the controlling interest, but 50% of these companies, and just infuse capital into the companies and let the company's current management run the company the way the company's been run, and whatever they're doing right, the same core group that built the company has got the opportunity to go farther with the company. And so it was a pretty unique opportunity for me, because I look at it, most acquisitions today, they come in, they acquire, they will end up moving and relocating a lot of these companies, just like they did Strike King
Yes.
in my past. So when this opportunity come about, I looked at it and went through everything, every component of it, and analyzed it, and I said, man, this is for our industry, this is a wonderful opportunity for me personally, and hopefully with my efforts, and I can help these companies grow, and that's my goal.
Well, I know that a lot of these companies, Freedom Tackle, Halo Fishing Boats, Net Bait Tackle, Snag Proof, HTH Bait Company, and of course the one that we all know, and is Scumfrog.
Right.
I mean, so you're just stepping from one company to another, even though it's based in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. It enables you, I think, with your contacts and everything else, to remain in an industry that I think that no one probably knows better than Doug Miner. I mean,
well, I appreciate appreciate that, Larry. I mean, it's like and the thing that I've always had I've never quit trying to learn as well.
That's a good point. Yeah.
This COVID deal this year, we've all gone through a scenario that none of us could forecast the effect of it on the outdoors. But with I think the number is correct. There's 7 million fishing license being sold in the United States.
Yeah, Ron has mentioned that because he bought about 6 million of them, I think.
Yeah.
So
and the great thing about it is that without these children's team sports and a lot of things that's changed a lot of these folks' lives, it may really benefit the out of doors itself, because I look at it goes back to the funding of the state agencies, the game and fish departments, and we've had kind of a stale growth in our industry in the past few years. I'm not talking about from sales or manufacturing. I'm talking about from participation, and it gives us a new life to sit there and watch, and hopefully some of this funding will reach the inline and for fish hatcheries, and there'll be more fish and access to more water for people to fish.
Well, I've got to ask this, John Gordon, how many kids you got?
Just one, Larry.
How old is he?
21.
21. All right. Now, when did you buy him his first fishing license?
Oh, man, let's see. He first started fishing with me when he was very small, around 4 or 5 years old.
There you go. Yeah. And I know that that stage, and Ron Wong will know this, all of our fishing rodeos were just about wiped out. So we're talking about hundreds of kids that didn't get to fish in those rodeos. And,
thousands of kids.
Yeah, and yet, as John will verify from his 21-year-old, and I will verify from my 47-year-old, that we've opened the door during this time. Fishing rodeos are not. Lakes are packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
yes.
and people are outdoors because I don't know what else to do. Well, take them fishing.
Yeah.
Right. And so your company is like one of those things, and you've seen this. You were there at the ground at Strike King, just about, if I remember right. I
was with Strike King Lure Company inside for 37 years,
yes.
And I repped the line 8 years prior to that. So I used to live with Charles Spence.
Well, yeah. What would he think about today's fishing industry?
I think it'd blow him away.
Wouldn't
I just think he would be so proud to know that, first off, that his company did as well as it's done. And then the next thing, I think he'd be so proud of the industry itself.
Yeah.
As far as the growth and becoming, honestly, a true professional sport.
Yes.
And being able to impact, and all these collegiate and high school teams. Who would have ever thought you could get a college scholarship to go to fish?
Well,
I mean, it's insane.
Well, Ron would have never played the saxophone. He would have been in college. He would have been on the bass team. Well, come on now, he wouldn't have been in the band. So we would have wasted all of Ron's musical talents. So again,
there you go. That's right.
Hey, we're talking to Doug Miner, who is the president of the American Bait Works. Of course, based out of Ocean Springs, Mississippi, manufacturers of several different fishing lures and things along that line, but on July 1st became the president of this company. So how did that work out? How did that happen? How'd you get this job? Tell us. I'm interested. Did you get a phone call at 2 a.m. thinking it was Central Time, and they're saying...
it was a... honestly, it was because the lady that I always had the honor to work with, Valerie Dixon.
There you go. Yes.
She was down there, and she called me one day, and she said, "Would you consult us on some marketing?" And I was going, "Well, Val, that's going to be a little challenging because." I said, I'll consult you. I said, let's just do it that way. I said, let's take the two companies out of it, the company I'm currently employed with. And
yes.
Because I said, I've got to keep integrity to this thing. And I said, but I'll consult you. And so we went went through everything, and then the next thing that happened, she said, Doug, would you even be open to a discussion? And I said, I do believe discussions.
Yes,
and,
yes.
So one of the factory owners, Justin Stewart, called from NetBait, and then we started this process. And then when I ended up talking to the gentleman that I alluded to earlier, the Canadian gentleman,
yes,
Ron Greenberg,
right, yeah.
When I got to know him through Skyping and video conferences and all this stuff, I just thought, it reminds me so much of the Strike King Lure Company back 37 years ago when I went inside. And
amazing,
I thought,
yeah.
It just it makes an old man feel young again.
It does.
To be a part of something. Honestly, it's not in its infancy, but the combination and the group of companies all acting as one, it is a new company. And American Bait Works was founded in 2018, so it is relatively brand new.
Well, it's got a good name.
Doug,
it's got a good name, yeah.
Some of those companies, Doug, have been around for gosh know how long.
My goodness, yeah.
How long? Because Snag Proof.
Yeah.
I can remember my first frogs.
Yes, yeah.
30 years ago was a Snag Proof frog.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think Doug fits right in there with you. I wish we had more time, Doug. Always great to talk to you. We're going to stay in touch. We'll do whatever we can on Outdoors with Larry Ray to help you guys, primarily because of you and Valerie. I mean, you
guys, Larry, you've always been a great partner, and thank you for the opportunity to talk to you guys, and we just appreciate everything that you do, and keep on doing it, man.
We will, and we're not going to talk about what the weather is there and what it is here. Just forget it, okay? Thank you, Doug Miner. All right, buddy. We got to take a break. Be right back. Close this baby out with, I think it's going to be a real fun interview because John Gordon has talked to this young lady. She's won a scholarship, and we'll let her tell you where she's going to use that scholarship. We're going to let John tell us. Be right back.